today.
Nothing on the scoreboard, 0-0 as the offense gets ready to take over the football. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic.
Accelerating, and off he goes. The 20, 10, and he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was... Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, and getting him in for 6 points.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 25.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
The numbers for him from a week ago. 22 carries, 101 yards. And this will be a Giants first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line.
Are we playing old school football now? We've got the top 10 rusher in the league. He's sitting at number 10, but he has a chance to move up in a big-time game. So expect that offensive line, every time they go to the bench, to tell the offensive coordinator, let's run the football.
On the tackle.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Well, he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
3rd down.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. Barkley hit in the ball, pops free. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. First carry for Carlos Hyde. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Seahawks 7, Giants nothing.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. He won't go down. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Chris Carson has proven to be a workhorse for the Seattle Seahawks, and they continue to expand his game. We know that he can run inside and be a bruising type of a player, but he has surprising speed to the perimeter, and they've expanded his game now by throwing it to him out of the backfield. In 2019, in the top 10 in the league in touches and yards from scrimmage.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Carson, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
Jason Myers.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will make it into the end zone. And Valentine going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it down here and punch it in on you.
And he loses the football a second time.
Saquon Barkley on the carry. Fumble on the play. Recovered.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On third down, Barkley. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
And we tend to give those running backs that are slashers a lot of credit, but how about guys who are maulers? Because that's who you want in short yardage situations. And we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. Bobby Wagner, the NFL's leading tackler in 2019, there on the stop.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Jones. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard, and it's 3rd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
So 1 first down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on 3rd down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Now it's Lockett. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll roll him out right. He'll try and run it. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on-knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
1st and 10. At their own.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
First down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Jones on first down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
At the 40-yard line.
Now Jones to throw again. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown.
Touchdown, New York.
Sterling Shepard, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead. And it's good. It makes it 22-7 now. That drive goes 80 yards in 6 plays. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. David Moore, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown 1 play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
But that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere, seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. But the focus shifts back to Daniel Jones and company. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
To make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit, including himself, and find a way to make some plays in order to give them a little bit of a spark and rally the team.
We'll see if they can indeed rally down big on the scoreboard right now. A final shot before break. Jones into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick, and he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we are at halftime here, and okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
Stephen Gostkowski.
The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. He gives it off to Carson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
Good gain by Chris Carson. Picks up a first down, and you just have to love his running style. Talk about a straight-ahead guy, no-nonsense type type of a runner. He's averaged 82 yards a game over the last 2 seasons and had 1,230 yards on the ground in 2019.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
At the 16-yard line.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9.
Oh, the option. Here's Wilson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click. And right I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10. And they're on 17-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
1st down, Giants.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
26, Saquon Barkley.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
11 yards there, 1st down.
Oh, he's got the full package. He can spin, he can juke, he can make you miss, he can drop a shoulder on you. Some of that elusiveness we saw at Penn State has definitely translated to the NFL game. Saquon Barkley hit the proper buttons and turn him loose.
Saquon Barkley, the ball carrier.
Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Got to get to the 26 for a 1st. This is 3rd down.
And it brings up 3rd.
Operating from the gun, Jones. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
That keeps the score. Seahawks 30.
So another long try for 3 and another kick that comes up lacking.
Yeah, this isn't going to do any wonders for his field goal percentage, but you have to figure as a head coach that when you send a guy out there to try and kick from that distance, it's a 50-50 proposition at best.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
At the 47-yard line.
And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Greg Olsen with touchdown number 8 on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Back now in Seattle, Washington, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter. Jones hit and the ball's out, and the Seahawks have recovered.
Russell Wilson sacked. Fumble on the play. Recovered.
With that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks capitalize on this short field as they take it in for 6. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. From the gun, Jones looking middle, and it's incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and it's 3rd and 5.
It's 3rd down and 5 yards.
Operating from the gun, Jones. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. No gain at all on the play there, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve, and that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
Returnable for Lockett.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down.
Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era when we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
And this a quick slant to Lockett.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett with his 16th touchdown of the year. Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. So another score there. Often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter.
And that's going to be caught. Oh, a one-handed grab there. He's got it for the touchdown.
And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful.
Well, this is something that Pete Carroll should be pretty well familiar with. Remember when he told Jim Harbaugh after losing a ball game and Harbaugh went for two late against him, hey, what's your deal? It's the same situation here. Now, I'd kick the extra point, but I am reminded that plenty of coaches feel like it's not their job to worry about the other team. It's their job to worry about their own team. You have to stop us.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And Valentine going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback.
25-yard line.
New York ready to go again offensively. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Defensively.
Throwing again. Jones. They'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. The Giants on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 4. And Ingram holds it in. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle.
Offense.
This O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, but it's going to be 2nd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
5 yards will get them back to the original line of scrimmage, but now they're looking at 3rd and 10. They run again with Carson. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defensive. Know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
The score is Seahawks 61, Giants 7.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taken about 7 yards deep, and Valentine going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And our attention shifts here to the Seahawks defense. And they forced the fumble last time. Now 4 turnovers for this defense. And a loose football. And the Seahawks have recovered.
Jones pass complete.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Push him back. Push him back. Check left, left.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And they are going to score as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the fourth.
Well, I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on. But apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
First down.
That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic, and people want to put a little contact on it. Really well done.
13 yards, good for a Giant first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Evan Ingram.
He was looking for Evan Ingram, the tight end, and that'll bring up second down. To throw again, Jones gets this out to Saquon Barkley. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement. And off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, 20, 10, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the fourth.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. On the return, Corey Ballantyne. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
On the return, the Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yes.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jordan Brooks gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A.
That right now, That's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left.
It's third down. And 50.
Jones now throwing on third and long. He's going to let it fly. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. It's taken to the 26. Pushing through tacklers at the 30. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros.
36-yard line.
Wilson wants to throw it. Airing it out for Olsen. And it's incomplete. Still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong, whatever you call.
Bring your lunch pails, fellas. I need to see that workman attitude today. We gotta get better today. What I want to know is... Fight! 380! 380!
It's time to pick it up. Let's go for gold.
Today, from CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Now a 1,000-yard rusher each of the last 2 seasons. It's Chris Carson. Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle.
Chris Carson. An 80-yard touchdown. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From the 6. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Flacco and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at their own 27.
He'll throw from the gun.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
And a first carry now for Hyde. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Brought down at the...
For Pete Carroll, we might recall that he was a member of the Jets organization for 5 years, 1990 through 94. And the first 4 as defensive coordinator and then as head coach for one largely forgettable 6-10 season in 1994. But I'd say his stock has risen since.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Wilson to throw. They'll lock him with a grab over the middle. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
At the Jets 7-yard line.
From the gun, Wilson.
And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle.
Tyler Lockett, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This will make it into the end zone. And Davis content just to bring this out to the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Now Joe Flacco and the offense heading back out onto the field. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The tackle there by Quandre Diggs. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
Flacco's throw there complete. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
No
The
gain.
defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And
now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. Down the numbers. There he goes. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
Seahawks.
It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown, and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for 2 now while their heads are down.
On the return, the Jets take over first and 10 at their own 20.
Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
At the 20.
The numbers for Bell on the ground in the game last week. 11 carries, 51 yards, and a touchdown.
And when I watch them operate, I see a unit that's playing with extreme confidence. Offensive line, tight ends, wide receivers. You see a group that wants their number 8 rusher in the league end up being in the top 5 before it's over.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Hit as he throws, and the ball is out. It's a live football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
Holding. Defense.
Umpire threw the flag. Usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities. But always making sure no one's holding.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
A great return there of 22 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Will Dissly, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Wilson operating from the gun. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
And Davis content just to bring this out to the 25-yard line.
25-yard.
So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Setting up to throw, Flacco. Space to maneuver at the 40. He's going to find his tight end. That's Chris Herndon. And all the way up to the 46. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Jets.
Flacco off play action. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Jared Reed in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Another try after the first down sack. Flacco. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The Jets on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. Flacco from midfield. And that is incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
The kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
At their own
Chris Carson trotting back out there. He's in his own 2nd quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's the 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. A give to Hyde out of the gun. Oh, and breaks another. And bulldozing through multiple tackles. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
2 big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
A strong run by a strong runner in Carlos Hyde.
I like how you just characterize him because that's him in a nutshell. And you saw it there on that run. His ability to continually move forward and the legs always churning, I think that's one of the attributes that's really special about him.
He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And this offense continues to pour it on. So much talk this week on the other side about slowing him down coming off that great performance, NFC Offensive Player of the Week last week. But long touchdown run there, nobody was stopping it.
Yeah, good luck for that because that was an explosive run. You know, in the NFL, they described that as any run over 10 yards. Some teams say 15. He went over 20-plus on that one.
Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on-knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. And And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for two, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. And around the goal line, especially on two-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you... Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Myers connects on the PAT, and a rout is on here in this first half.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
And Le'Veon Bell making his way back out onto the field now. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you've got a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
There's still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. In on the stop, the Pro Bowl strong safety Jamal Adams.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Flacco from the gun. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Bell. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the gun, Flacco. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Incomplete. He was covered by Jamal Adams.
Flacco will take to the air again. Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have recovered.
A fumble on the play. Recovered.
Brandon, that's the 3rd time he's fumbled so far in this game. And, you know, you can make excuses for each and every one of them. But the bottom line is he's got to take care of it better. And now that he's shown a propensity for fumbling it, just think about what the defenders are trying to do.
Yeah, well, guys hate 1 fumble, 2's, oh, my goodness, 3 or more. Wow.
Just doesn't make any sense, does it?
23 yards on the play.
1st and goal.
Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
A loss of 1.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are running away with this one.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Here's Wilson. From the gun, he'll throw. And he rifles one incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Here's Flacco. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
A loss of 8 that time, and it brings up third down.
Back at the 17-yard line.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Now a draw play. This is Bell. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? Here's Braden Mann now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout, as we'll send you east. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out comes Chris Carson in the Seattle offense. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive...
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Here's Wilson. He's still fighting forward.
Another miss.
Still on his feet. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Still on his feet. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more on that one, and another first down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominate.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And this offense is running away with this one.
Brandon, is there any way you and I can join this quarterback in the zone he's in? He's absolutely feeling it. Touchdown after touchdown, throwing the ball.
Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on-knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. Operating from the gun, Wilson. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
It's so tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
15.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
From the gun, Wilson. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And all the way down to the 9. It's a big play there for Seattle. And even 40 yards.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson doing it himself from 9 yards out. And a fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Seahawks.
Partner, it wasn't that long ago that when I talk with these NFL coaches about different innovations in the college game, you can see their eyes roll and they just shut down right away. Don't bring me that joke college stuff. Well, guess what? The college game has definitely infiltrated its way into the NFL.
Yeah, and these guys, when you're seeing the option defensively, you got to stick to your assignments. I know that's cliche. They didn't do it there.
And option football means exactly what you just talked about, assignment football for defenders. And that drives them crazy because you have to think your way through a play as opposed to just reacting and making the play.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Davis on the return. The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Give them 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Brings up 3rd down.
Operating out of the gun, Flacco got his man complete over the middle. That's Bell.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
On 3rd down, it's very simple. Make sure you get beyond the sticks, make the catch, pick up the first down. But in this case, he turned it into bonus time and was off to the races for a monster play.
Now a pass caught by Zay Jones. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And again, it's Flacco to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Bobby Wagner, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 11. A slant to Jones. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do?
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Chris Herndon, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jets are able to get a score back. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Hauschka adds the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. Taken in at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They'll begin the drive with Carson. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10.
Throwing again. Wilson. And this a quick slant to Lockett. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets 19. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game. He's moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
And 7.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
And the Seahawks are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
They'll try to run with Carson. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Call it no gain, and it's going to be second and goal. Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. They'll run for it with Hyde. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline. And I think this one might just be over.
So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Returnable here for Davis. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Davis on the return.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And
guys, we all watched the film from yesterday, and I hope everyone knows it wasn't pretty much. Today's practice has got to be...
I got both my girls head to toe designer. Drill. Now bit. Let me throw myself a little bit. Little bit. You ain't talking big. Get out my way, little bit. I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Good night. Ain't crazy how the tables turn. You can fold it, you can stand firm. I'm fully built for this life. I think I earned all my stripes. I don't believe all the hype. Get back on my feet and get right. Watch them work, watch them hate, watch them lurk, can't relate. Watch them stir, watch the mud, dirt, above the waters, in the murks, at the gate, on site. Red, green, red, tight, set before I take flight. I've been grinding since a youngin', they told me my time ain't coming. I've been hustling with no fun and forget all the fake of the money. I'm out in LA when it's sunny. I've been eating since a youngin', since we ain't have food last time. I just like the money, put that on my mama, my daughter, my cousin, my brother, I'll shoot.
Tight! 380! Tight!
You know. If you know about the carport, the trapdoor supposed to be off. Boy, if you know. That's the reason we fall for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know.
380! Tight!
All right. Small steps in the right direction. That's what we've been talking about. And you know what? Today you took a lot of those small steps. I'm proud of you. Keep it up.
Tight! 190! Tight! Tight! 315! Who ain't got? Tight! Booker T! 380! Tight! 280!